I just paid $50,000 for this LS swap Lamborghini, and today I'm going to be installing a set of twin turbos on it.
What do you think, bud? Huh? You approve? Tell me that is not the coolest thing ever. I went ahead and got the TIG welder fired up and set up to start stacking some dimes. But you guys can probably tell by my technique that it is not the best, so therefore neither were my welds. I did manage to figure out though that alternating from side to side was a good method of keeping the material from warping. So therefore you would think that it would make the installation process a lot more simple and easy, right? Well, let me tell you guys, that's not the case. I think I struggled more installing this brace than I did removing it, unfortunately. So I think I just welded these joints on for no reason. But oh well, I did finally manage to get the brace back into the car along with my fancy Holley intake and that beautiful Tix Performance intercooler for the 100th time. But good thing I haven't been bolting it down, so we should be able to reuse that gasket. But let's go ahead and start unboxing some of these turbo parts so I can show you guys what I got.
So I think this is the part you guys have all been waiting to see other than the first startup video. And yes, we are finally gonna be twin turboing my LS swap Lamborghini. So I did buy some parts and let me show you guys what I got. To start off with, the first piece is made by Precision. It is actually a blow-off valve, 50mm blow-off valve. And you might be wondering why I only have one blow-off valve when we are running a set of twin turbos on this car. Well, the reason is I'm broke. I'm kidding. Actually, I'm not kidding. I am broke. No, the actual reason I only bought one is because I still have the same exact blow-off valve off of my Turbo Fox body build that was literally a brand new setup before I sold it. So I'm going to be reusing the blow-off valve from it, and then I am going to be reusing my twin Precision wastegates, since those are pretty much practically new, and it's pretty cool that I have two of them already, so it's two birds with one stone. But what you guys are probably waiting to see, which is far more exciting, is what's inside of the brown box. Both brown boxes. So let's go ahead and check this out. So what we got inside of box one is nothing. And that's my bad. I got a little ahead of myself and I may or may not have already gotten into these boxes. So let me actually show you where those parts are at. Take a look at this, you guys. What do you think, bud? Huh? You approve? Look at this, you guys. Tell me that is not the coolest thing ever. I literally just took them out of the box and I hung them up with a piece of wire so you guys could get the vision in my head. But tell me that is not the coolest thing ever. I think this thing is gonna look super sweet, and I'm starting to think we're gonna have to run this car without the back bumper for a little while because it is just too cool to not show off. But we still have obviously a lot of work to do, but this is just kind of what it's supposed to look like. I still need to reposition them. I think I'm gonna move them further to the center and maybe just down a hair, but gosh, bud, you need a lot of attention. So how about we just go ahead and hop right into that so we can start building this turbo kit.
turbos mocked up where I'm gonna want them, and I also got one part of the hot side tacked up. So check this out, you guys. I wish it was a straight run, but unfortunately it isn't. So I had to add a few of those ugly pie cuts, but it's kind of is what it is. But this is pretty much the finalized look of where the turbos are gonna stay. I still got to build a small brace that's going to come off of the housing over to here to help support some of the weight because it's such a long run. As far as over here though, we're going to end up having to do something a little different because it's kind of an S into the header. So I'll just have to figure that out once we start building it. But before we get back into building it, I did want to explain, well, I forgot to explain what kind of turbos we ended up going with. So I ended up going with a cheaper route, you guys. I'm not going to lie to you guys. These are 62 VS Racing dual ball bearing turbos. I was going to go with the precision unit, but it was going to take a long time for them to get here. And to be honest, I'm not going for some crazy horsepower numbers. And so I believe that these turbos should be fine for what we want to do. Maybe if later on, you know, we do decide to throw a different motor in this thing and make some more horsepower, then I will, you know, get the nicer stuff. But I think for now, this is going to do just fine. But let's go ahead and start messing with this hot side over here and see what we can come up with. For all you fabricators out there and welders, how do you do this? I mean, this stuff is not easy. Gosh dang, I am struggling so much with this. And this is probably as simple of a build as it can get, you know what I mean? But so big shout out to you guys. I mean, this requires a special skill set that I do not have personally, at least not yet. So major shout out to you guys. I definitely know why you guys charge so much now, because this stuff is super time consuming. And everything pretty much has to be perfect when you're doing it. So, once again, good job, you guys that are all welders and fabricators. A little bit about how my shit's going. Well, my bandsaw blade broke as I was cutting some pie cuts. And unfortunately, we're not going to be able to use that because the store was closed. So, I had to switch over to a grinder. Well, you guys can probably guess, with my luck, the grinder took a crap too. It seems like the bearing in it's locking up or whatever, something in there's locking up, and it's getting a little too sketchy for my liking. I actually had the wheel fly off at one point, so I decided that was the end of it. So I had to go borrow a grinder from my parents, and I was able to continue on because I don't have a lot of time to work on this car, and it was already late at night, so I wasn't just trying to cut my night early. I mean, you know, I was trying to take advantage of the time that I had because I didn't know when the next time I was going to be able to work on this. But either way, we were able to push through, and I managed to get everything mocked up and tacked up. And this is kind of what it looks like right here, you guys. It's not the best, not beautiful. Hopefully once it's welded, it looks a little bit better, but this is kind of what I came up with. But I am pretty happy with how the turbos are placed, and I mean, I measured every which way I could, and I think everything is pretty close to lined up and level. So I just need to build my braces that go off the housings over to somewhere on the frame that's going to help support those turbos. But gosh dang, you guys, this takes a long time. But either way, we got a lot of stuff left to do. So let's go ahead and keep on going. I'm gonna go ahead and start working on building the braces for these turbos. And what I think I got figured out is I'm gonna be using some pipe, some heim joints, and yes, bud? Over there. So I'm gonna be using some, I got this pipe right here, I got these heim joints, and I think I'm gonna weld one end, or weld the nut on one end, and I'm gonna drill a hole right here somewhere, and that's where it's gonna brace off of, and then we're gonna go up and weld to the housing of the turbo. I thought about it for a long time, and I think that's the best way to go. I was gonna go off of this right here, but I'm afraid that this spring has too much give in it, and it'll eventually end up cracking the welds on the hot side. So that's the plan. Let's go ahead and give it a shot. I'm not sure if it's gonna work, but I guess we're fixing to find out. I feel like we're making really good progress on the Lamborghini build. We were able to mount up our turbos, get them set exactly where we want them. They're sitting perfect now. I was able to get all of the hot side fitted up and welded. And then I also went ahead and made the braces to support the turbos. And you guys, I could not be happier. Check this out. Look at how this came out. I mean, it's not perfect work, but it's honest work, and I am super proud of it. I'm doing it out of my 2-car garage with no help. I mean, it's just it's a good feeling. I'm really happy about it. So I did go ahead and throw some of the body panels back on it so I could kind of get some motivation of what this thing's gonna look like once it's completed and all put together. And I want to show you guys that really quick. So let me get this deck down. Check this out, you guys. I could not be happier. Look at how sweet this thing looks. Peace.